本節目內主持人及嘉賓的言論純屬個人意見，並不代表本台立場。
Welcome back.
So here's the third part, right?
Yep. Third segment. So Matthew, let's continue talking about, continue discussing what we were in the discussed in the second segment, and that is basically Chinese nation building in Hong Kong, making Hong Kong people think or feel they're Chinese. Because it was announced, I think, yesterday that the government is going to spend 640 million.
640 million is a quite great number.
I think that was the correct
big number.
Yeah, 640 million Hong Kong dollars on celebrations for the 20th anniversary of the 1997 handover, and I think that caused. That annoyed a lot of people. Operator, can you please show pick 3?
Pick 3.
And this is from EJ Insight. And yeah, the government is drawing flack from lawmakers and ordinary citizens who think the expanded celebration is, a waste of money.
Yeah.
So basically, we have the Hong Kong government using Hong Kong taxpayers' money to celebrate this event that I'm not sure if people want to celebrate that event. I mean, the way Hong Kong is nowadays, it seems a lot of people are upset, being a part of China.
Yeah.
And so that's why, so there's an independence movement.
I still remember the time that Hong Kong returned, so-called returned to China in 1997. Most of my relatives are feeling really sad for that. And the weather is raining, and with Chris Pantang is crying to get on the ship back to Britain. And the whole story is a really sad story, in fact. I don't know why the people now say to celebrate and have to use this kind of money, this 640 million, that is a lot. But that can be explained in this kind of Hong Kong political situations. As we have mentioned in the previous sections, the China government, or even now, the Hong Kong government is just quite equal to the China government because they all serving with the China government. They like to strengthen the identity of Chinese. So you are a part of the People's Republic of China. So you have to have a lot of celebrations to occupy the media on the street, giving you advertisement, like brainwashing you for that.
Yeah, it's a big propaganda opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Operator, that's enough of that pick. That's interesting. So I guess we'll start seeing on the streets like lots of signs, welcome the 20th.
Just giving you a feeling that you were a part of China and you should feel happy for that. And this has happened in Hong Kong for a pretty long time ago. And we can go back to when that there is something like that is the Japanese occupied Hong Kong. They also do the same things, telling you can keep horse racing, and you can go eating, go buying, and to celebrate. You becomes a part of Japan, and they also have this kind of parade to push you guys go to the street and to pretend that you're feeling really happy for that. This kind of parade or this kind of so-called celebration is PR stuff.
Public
is
relations.
The public relationship.
Propaganda, yeah.
Yeah, to propaganda to control the mind of Hong Kong president. That's
brainwash.
why that's not a problem for the government to spend that much of money because they think that's worth it. It can help them to rule Hong Kong.
Yeah. So I think that, and spending this money, it actually visually changes the look of Hong Kong because, you know, in China, there's always signs on the streets, something, you know, Communist Party propaganda
And
saying.
there is no limitation for the government. There's not much monitor for that. The lawmaker in right now, the Legislative Council is the people, the lawmaker that support government is in a bigger segment, right? So all the stuff, all the agenda that they like to pass, that is raised by the government can easily be passed. This kind of motion. So there is no limit for the government. That's why even they want to spend a lot of money for this political service, so-called to have a celebration, things can still happen. Yeah.
Yep. The effort to make Hong Kong people think they're Chinese or to feel that they're Chinese is just amazing. With the propaganda effort, and I guess there's going to be so much leading up until July 1st.
Yeah, that is not really unique measures that the government used to control away. They to control a society, and that's also happened in Taiwan before. You know, and before Taiwan got their democracy, before DP, what I say, the Democratic Progressive Parties, the DPP, there is control by the KMT, right?
Yeah.
When the KMT is ruling Taiwan, they also used to do so. They're telling you the KMT has worked so much for Taiwan. They are the only government that have the legitimacy to rule here, and you should be primed to be Taiwanese, and you should also under the power of rule of the KMT until the DPP comes out. Then they try to fight against it, and then the Taiwan used about 30 years to achieve the democracy. So Hong Kong right now is seeing what I said before is about the decolonizations. The government is now tends to support the People's Republic of China and using a really strong policy, something like the fist, I would say the iron fist, to rule Hong Kong. And this kind of history and this kind of experience is not special, because as I mentioned before, we can use Taiwan as a mirror for tracing democracy in Hong Kong. If you do want to get democracy, we can get a mirror from Taiwan.
Yeah, I guess the example of Taiwan is that localization and democratization are entwined. They happen together. So if
you know it about the history of Taiwan, what we would say is there is quite similar historical background between Hong Kong and Taiwan. In fact, Taiwan has experienced the Kaohsiung incident. If you know that, the government used a lot of power, for example, the police, to arrest a lot of people that is supporting democracy process of Taiwan, and also have the February the 28th,
the 228,
228, in Taiwan is also something like the umbrella revolutions. And after these two incidents, and it comes out, there are some people fighting against the government. At that time, they're calling the people outside the party.
Dongoi.
So that becomes the people like right now, the people after two revolutions, the umbrella revolution, the fistball revolutions, the people comes out and supporting the local benefit to fight against the government. This background is quite similar to Hong Kong. And if you look deep into the DPP, the formation of DPP, there is quite similar stuff to the local camp. There are not all people supporting Taiwan independence in the DPP in the very first stage. There are also some people have different kind of beliefs, but until they got the power of the government, they still be united. There can be separated basically into 4 kind of parties inside the DPP. After Mr. Chen Shui-bian got to become the president of Taiwan, then DPP start to separate. People like MIHK start to attack on Chen Shui-bian. And this is the history of Taiwan, just similar to right now. But Hong Kong stuff is gotten too messy, much more messy than Taiwan. We haven't have a president that is supporting localism, but start to be separate. If we get back to Taiwan, you see it as a mirror, how they united all the people with different beliefs, but in macro views. They are also supporting the local benefit, local democratic, so they can still be united into one party. But in Hong Kong, people in different parties, but they cannot work together right now. So if we take it as a mirror, we can know how to put all the people that have a similar belief to work together to serve for a greater objective. What I say is greater objective. And then how the people to fight against the government. Because honestly, Hong Kong person and Hong Kong people and Taiwan people are ethical Chinese, right? They have the similar culture.
Well, I think when you said ethnically, right?
Ethnically.
Well, actually, I use that term in a different way. I'd say they're racially maybe the same as Chinese,
racially,
but ethnically different.
Different, yeah.
Because I think ethnicity is constructed. It's how it's based on what you
under the social
experience
construction.
and how you, yes.
So yeah, you're right. It should be a racial Chinese, or what I can say. When they are similar, this is to Hong Kong. They share the similar belief as the racial Chinese used to be political apathy. You know,
political apathy.
Apathy. They're not going to touch the politics because they think it's so dirty and really dangerous.
Yeah.
This related to the Chinese history for a pretty long time. So why Taiwan only use about 30 years so they can achieve a democratic society? They start to have the first elected president at 2000 if I'm not getting it wrong, and the DPP is started about the 1990, something like. This is about 10 to 12 years for getting a power from the government and to give Taiwan an upside down turning from only about 20 years. So if Hong Kong, we do not have much time, in fact, we have to do it fast. So there is no country that have the quite similar background with us, but Taiwan did. So we have to use Taiwan as a mirror. And that's why and every time we talk with friends, we will say, oh, maybe we should use Taiwan as a mirror. We should share their experience. Even in 2014, there is an umbrella revolution in Hong Kong. There are also revolutions in Taiwan, the movement, I mean the sunflower movement in Taiwan. And after 2 years, recently, if you read the news, we can see both of them are the civil disobedience. But Taiwan, you take it not illegal, because this is a civil disobedience against the government policy. But Hong Kong is still putting the people into jail. Yeah. And that's why we have to, interrelated, interdependent for the future support, as the Hong Kong and Taiwan have the same greatest enemy. Probably was the PRC.
Yeah. I've noticed there's lots of trips to Taiwan by Ray Wong and Yao Wai-ching and Badger Leung, and also
last time you go together.
No. And also Wang Jifeng and Nathan Law are also going to Taiwan and kind of hanging out with those the pro-independence party in Taiwan.
As Taiwan and Hong Kong is inter-supporting in different kind of era. When Hong Kong is still in British colonial era, they're supporting the Taiwan to fight against the PRC, if you check the history. Right now, Hong Kong returned back to China, then right now Taiwan is supporting Hong Kong to fight against the PRC. So Hong Kong and Taiwan is always in the same front line to fight for that democracy. and that's why you say George Wong, Wei Wong, Weijin Yao, or Bajie Leung always need to go to Taiwan to ask for support or to have an exchange of idea, and it can help Hong Kong to foster the step to democracy, or you say the Hong Kong independence or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, we've got 3 minutes left, and the last thing I would like to discuss is a photo that Edward Leung put on his Facebook. Operator, can you please show? Yep, that's the one. Oh, that's actually his Instagram, but it's the same photo, and I think that is the Washington Monument.
The Washington D.C.
In Washington D.C. So, what do you think Edward's doing in Washington D.C., the capital of the?
I don't know. I have some friends with Edward Leung. Every time when I ask where is he, because he's disappeared in Hong Kong for quite a long time, then they just told me they go there for studies and for some relaxation. As you know, politics do stress too much on the person. So Edward Leung just go there probably for his study and for relaxation. There's I think that's why he get there. Yeah.
Was there some chatter online or some debate or some theories, conspiracy theories online?
You mean what kind of theory?
Well, I wonder if any of the Hong Kong netizens were speculating about what he was doing in Washington.
The people that used to blame on Edward after the Mong Kok riot, because you go to Harvard, the people put into jail. You just trigger this kind of conflicts, but you go away.
Right,
the people used to blame on him and to say he is something like the people who used to escape from the tragedy. But I know this is not true.
Yeah, because I mean his case is next year, right?
Yeah, this case is probably next year. Yeah, because he have to put him to jail, but not just the regional court, but the High Court.
The High Court.
If he got into the High Court, what I can say, the penalty will be much more stronger than the people in regional court. As you can see, the people in regional court are already put into jail for at least 3 years. And this kind of case, if you put into the High Court probably more than 7 or 6, that's why he got into the High Court. And that's what I can see is her burden. He already got burden for Hong Kong. He did a lot. The people used to blame him do not give any responsibility.
Yeah, and it's the same with Ray Wong, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same as Ray Wong.
Yeah, well, yeah, I hope they can be mentally prepared.
I know they are mentally prepared for that, and I don't know what they are actually doing for this coming tragedy, and they are well prepared for that. And I've asked Wei Wong for that. Do you really want to go into jail? Is it okay for you? He said, I'm thinking for that, because if I go to the jail, is it good for Hong Kong, then I will go to the jail. No matter how long it is, I wish to do it. Even now, Zhou Yang and there is 3 people got into jail because of the riot case. Ray Wong also give a lot of speech that to, not a speech, I'd probably say the letter sent to the jail to encourage them to support. You see, Ray Wong right now is in the difficulties for himself, but he also used to encourage others. So that's why I see hope and see some bright future with them. Yeah.
Okay, well, we've come to the end of the 3rd segment. Thank you so much for being on the show, Matthew.
You're welcome. Yeah. So maybe see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
經錯過我哋精彩嘅節目，而家上嚟呢個網址就可以訂閱晒我哋8大頻道，付費之後仲可以重溫晒所有精彩嘅節目。記得要訂閱我哋嘅 YouTube channel 同埋讚好我哋嘅 Facebook 專頁啊！